Rockwood, Tennessee for the state championship, although there's not very many people here this weekend, but we're going to use it for training for nationals. So one thing that we've been discussing is nutrition, and there's a difference between eating healthy and fueling for a bike race. And Patrick made the comment that he's like, I go to a bike race and I see somebody eating a freaking avocado toast for breakfast.
It's not going to do it.
It's not going to cut it. This is the night before. This is the third bowl of cereal that I'm eating because it's carbs. Literally, we cannot stress enough carbs. Eat a ton of carbs and then go eat more carbs. I'm not even kidding you. And to the people that have actually asked me, so were you joking about carbo gain? No, I'm not. It's actually in the car, but I will get it later and show you. So Patrick is eating pasta and carbs. Ooh,
cereal dessert.
New tires that you probably also want to buy. Oh, I just spilled the cereal. So carb up, that's my 1 minute video. Seriously, cereal. Even though it's processed, it's fueling. Yeah, seriously, it's fueling you to be faster on a bike. You can eat healthy and everything before the race weekend. Yeah, I wouldn't normally eat a ton of cereal like this because it's not the healthiest option, but you're only worried about going fast this weekend. And as you carb up, you're going to retain more water, so you're going to be a little puffy. You're not going to look ripped on the beach. You're not trying to look ripped. You're trying to go fast. Bye.
Hey guys, we are back with another video and just going to touch on a few things briefly. What have I been working on going into nationals this upcoming week? The state championship road race, but it was also an Omnium, and how did that go? And yeah, 1-2, that should be about it. So I've been trying to work on some weaknesses here, and I've really enjoyed going on this group ride. Group rides, a lot of people know I'm not a huge fan of. Number one, mostly because it's a ton of coasting, and if I'm out there riding a bike, I want to actually be training. You'll hear the term garbage miles, junk miles. I don't like calling them that because, we all started riding bikes because it's fun and you like to socialize. I don't really ride a bike to socialize. If I want to chit chat and hang out, let's do that afterwards. If I'm riding, I want to be getting a workout in. I want to be doing something that's going to be giving me a physiological gain of some sort, or I'm working on a technique of something, or I don't know. That's just me. I'm not knocking that. That's something you shouldn't do, but I usually am not in the back just coasting unless I'm specifically working on things. So I will go on a group ride and I'll maybe look for a KOM and say, okay, hey, this time duration is exactly the weakness I need to go after. So I was trying to do short, hard efforts. I was looking for 30-second segments a couple weeks ago. I will sometimes go on a group ride to just get in some work, some kilojoules before going out to do the workout that I want to do, because for particular reasons I don't want to do it super fresh. So maybe you're not going for max watts, maybe you're going for repeatability after you've burned 2,500 kilojoules to simulate, the 75% into a race. There was not a lot of videos, but a lot of people talking about what can you do after 3,000 kilojoules. That's really only specific or applicable for Cat 1 racers because everyone else, the race just isn't long enough. Obviously, if you can do a lot after 3,000 kilojoules, that's just great to make yourself a better cyclist because you're probably going on longer group rides that require that demand, but you're not going to need it for your specific races until you upgrade to Cat 2, maybe Cat 3. It seems like some Cat 3 races are getting longer. I'm getting back into titling my rides. Sorry, my Patrick was like, dude, I went through your training peaks the other day, you don't name anything. I just have a different way of looking back at stuff. I don't necessarily go by name titles, but it would make it easier for these videos. So I did a TT sim. I'm getting ready for the nationals time trial, and I also want to just get better at time trialing. And did a group ride with some 1 minute efforts. This is actually the one I was referring to. So the group ride was pretty chill. Put in some hard efforts, but then go out and you're an hour and a half in and do your 1 minute efforts. And I believe I did 8 that day. Yeah. So and this is actually a 10-minute gap in between each effort. So when you're doing that type of anaerobic work, your coach, if you're going for max repeatability, you want to have a 1 to 10 minute ratio of work to rest. So it's really all about recovery there. And you can see, you know, the light blue is zone 2. I'm never above zone 2. Well, I lied. That's a little tempo there. Must have hit a blip or something. I dodged a car and accelerated. Only go hard when you need to go hard. You know, I get some athletes rides that this is the whole ride and it's supposed to be like endurance. That's not endurance. Go hard when you're supposed to go hard, and if you're recovering, recover. Like, put out the max watts. 3.5 minutes. Shorter VO2 max is hard for me. My max for like 3-minute efforts versus 6-minute efforts is scarily way too close together. So these ones was going max, just went out early, warmed up, did a little tempo, opened the legs real quick, and then hit 6 of those. Those ended up going pretty well. Finished the ride, endurance tempo, and went back out. I don't think I did 3.5 minutes. I think this title lied, so maybe the titles won't work for me. Another TT Sim endurance, went into the races, and we had a time trial to start. First 3 rules of time trialing: don't start out too hard, don't start out too hard, and don't start out too hard. I had everything in my mind, what I was going to be doing, and talked to a friend before and kind of decided I was going to go a little bit harder than I should have. And as you can see, this is the time trial. You know, you get out of the gate, and this portion right here, it's not long. We're talking 23 seconds to 15 seconds. It's just a little too hard. I really should have been down here more. And although I think I could have ramped it up more at the end, because this portion here is actually a slight hill. You know, your watts are worth more when you're going slower, when the course is harder. So I regret that I lost to Stephen Bassett by 4 seconds, and TJ Kalia beat me by 2 seconds. He's on fire right now with time trialing, and TJ's definitely fast. So on the podium, just more upset that I didn't execute my plan to how it should have gone down, how I wanted it to go down. So you screw those up sometimes and you take an L. Patrick, he went out too hard and he didn't have a good day. And you know, there's a good book, I will try to remember to link it, called Miracle Morning, and the guy talks about you get 5 minutes to be pouty and pissed off, and then you got to move on. So we went and got a coffee, and you know, he's like, I shouldn't be so obsessed with this, but like, what the hell? And I was like, you know what? You know, unless we're going to sit down and analyze the numbers, it's a 3-minute time trial. You went out too hard. Get over it. Let's move on. Let's go win the crit.
So we knew not to go out too hard. We knew that. We didn't do that, though.
I went out very too hard.
Oops. Third and not third.
So with Johnny Brown was there, super strong guy. He rode down, so he's got 50 miles in his legs, so maybe he doesn't have as much overdrive, and I'm sure he's been training, doing other things. He's not worried about this crit, but he's always going to be fast for an amateur race. Stephen Bassett's a fast dude coming back from an injury. He's going to be good. And then there's 2 or 3 Nashville local guys. You got Fausto. Who else was in there? It's a small field, but it was a bunch of people that, like, a lot of different people could win that race. So we were trying to get away in a break, either one of us. If it wasn't looking good, we were, you know, going to ride smart and only commit when things look good. And a couple quick moves, and this is Patrick's course. He got away with Fausto, and that looks really good to me. One-on-one, I'm cool with that. So I'm going to be marking moves, playing the policeman, and just making sure nobody bridges up. And I would say I figured with the first half hour it would be hard to cover everything on my own. So definitely had to pick and choose which moves to chase down, and that's when you got to read the race of, you know, who do you chase and who's going to chase whom. So if somebody else is going to do the chasing, don't do it. If somebody else is going to chase somebody that goes up the road, don't help them out. Just let them do it. Stay in the draft. I go back, watch the video I was talking about from Nationals when, like, there are guys going at 800 watts. The group behind is going at 600 watts. You want to be there in 500 watts. It might not seem that it's that big of a deal, but it adds up. And when you're doing this over and over and over and over again, you know, I want a podium party. I don't want to be dead with 5 laps to go. I want to be like, I'm ready to crush people that have been chasing each other down and trying to bridge and catch my teammate, so that when it comes time to do that, here's my attack with, I think, 5 laps to go. The reason I want to show this is that you attack, and then the attack, you got to keep attacking. As you can see, it slowly diminishes, right? Because people will lose motivation. You need to get away. You need to kill yourself to get away, because as you are killing yourself to get away, people are kind of killing themselves to catch you. So you need to continue to create that gap, and then you're all just going to go at the same pace anyways. So everyone's going to get tired. So that's, stay away. Really commit to the move. Fully go. So it's hammering, coming out of corners, and just sprinting out. You can see the hammering movement, it gets less and less. It's still, you know, 500-600 watts, but it's not 1200, it's not 900, 800, 600, or whatever. But you see what I'm saying? So commit to the moves. That's the tip from that. Crit Patrick won, beat Fausto, and Fausto had a sick ride and came in third. So podium party, super pumped. We were in first and second then for the Omnium.
Yeah, this guy won. Podium party. Also drink. Carbs. Hey, Chris Cooley, look at that cool hat.
And then the road race, and I don't know where everybody was, but it was a super small field. And I didn't really know how it was going to all go down. It happened pretty quickly. I attacked, Patrick attacked, and started to drag people up the hill. And 2 of the strongest guys behind Patrick, you know, had to cover both moves, because if one of us goes, the other, you know, you got to be in the move. And just hit it. And legs were feeling awesome yesterday. I have some more nutritional videos, but man, a lot of the stuff in this video is carb up. We carbed so hard before this race, it's not even funny. And I got some other secret tricks that are gonna help you take on even more carbs. It's pretty awesome. Experimented with it during the race. It didn't, I think I would have been sorry if I'd done that if it was really hot out, because we both sort of had, it didn't vibe too well with the stomach, but you can definitely do it before the race, and I will drop that on you later. It crushed 90-day PRs for sure. Normalized 367, 341 for 254. I was going 25 miles an hour average, I think I ended up at. The attack was solid and just motored and turned into a time trial. Won the state road race championship. Pumped about that. So going in now, it's Monday, rest day. Just did some stretching and a little minor core work. I like to stop doing core stuff about 3 days before I do a road race. I'm going to do the time trial on Thursday. The road race is Friday. Not super pumped about those being back to back, but it is what it is. And then the crit on Sunday. So we are headed to Maryland. Put some videos in here. Hit me up if you have questions. And we're getting, you know, I'm excited. I'm getting more athletes coming on board now, especially going into, you know, the end of summer. And people are realizing now, and I'm going to thank Peter Sagan because he's kind of making this more popular. If you're not on the right power phase program, you are seriously missing out on getting better. And a lot of people call it the off season. Man, that's when you get stronger. You know, you can go do cross and you can have the time where, you know, you're not watching all the food that you eat. You know, that should, you know, you should still be eating the things that you like to eat during the road season. Don't be a weight weenie. Stay lean, but, you know, we still eat pizza every once in a while. We just don't eat a whole pizza pie. But the point that I want to get to is, you know, I know a lot of people that used to be like, oh, road season's over. I'm going to go out, I'm going to party, I'm going to do all these things I haven't done, and then I'm going to get back to, I'm going to get serious in like January, February. That's cool and all, man, but the people that are winning, they're coming into January ready to work on the bike training because they just got out of the gym for 12 weeks. Or, you know, It's not the off season to us, it's CCG. It is called the power phase, and we get swole, we get ripped, and then we turn that into watts. And you know, we've kind of boiled everything down this year into a program that I'm not going to make guarantees because I have other coaches and I'm not going to put words in their mouth, but all my athletes are getting stronger. Everyone's hitting PRs. We're winning, man. Come join the squad. Get up with us. And if you're not getting a return on your investment, you know, that's unfortunate. And you will with collaborative coaching. And my offer still stands. If you want me to look at your power files, let me look at what you're doing. It's always good to get a second opinion, right? Sorry to get verbose, man, but if you want to get with it, you want to get on the podium, get with collaborative coaching. All right. Thanks for watching. See ya.